Hi everybody, this is Josh Becerra from Augurian. I'm here with Rosemary Ugboajah from Neka Creative. Rosemary's been in marketing for 20 plus years. Neka's been around for 10 plus years. And one thing about your agency that I think is so awesome is you talk a lot about inclusivity marketing. So that's why we're here today. I want you to tell everybody all about what that is. So why don't you tell us a little bit about inclusivity marketing?
All right, thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, inclusivity marketing is our proprietary approach to ensure that no stone is left unturned.
Great.
It's an approach to developing brands and marketing that takes into account all histories, all people, all the time, as it benefits not just the company's bottom line, but society overall.
Yeah, there's lots of different people in society, and brands need to speak to everybody, right?
Exactly, and it's not just speaking to whom we want to purchase our goods or services, but it's also realizing the power that communications and advertising has had and continues to have in society.
Yeah.
Whatever we put out there shapes perceptions.
Right.
It either creates or debunks stereotypes.
Yeah.
So being inclusive in the work that we do ensures that yes, our customers are reaching who they're supposed to reach, but also that they're not doing harm by doing so as well.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great message, and you know, you're educating me right now. Like honestly, I came into this thinking it's mostly about brands figuring out how to reach the entire universe of customers, and I think it's great to learn that it's way more than that.
Yeah, it's beyond that. It's inclusivity marketing, a trademarked approach by us, but it really goes beyond the output. It's how we do our work.
Right.
So the way that we work is to make sure that we are the great stewards. In fact, our one vision is to be the role model for inclusion in this industry.
Yeah.
If you know anything about the marketing industry in Minnesota, it's not very diverse.
Right.
And not just it not being diverse, there's a lack of different viewpoints and action upon those viewpoints.
Right.
What's really scary about that is whatever comes out of from the drawing board in any of the agencies is what shapes society, not just locally but nationally. We're a large market here.
Yeah.
So for us, being an inclusive firm is not just a matter of saying it; it's how we become that.
Yeah, how you live it out.
How we live it.
So brands who are doing this right, can you give us either some examples or who you've worked with in your work that we can point to and say, this is what kind of inclusivity marketing looks like out in the world?
Sure. I'll tell you what it's not first.
Okay.
Inclusivity marketing is not multicultural marketing.
Okay.
That is not what it is. Since the 90s, we've coined this term multicultural marketing, and most organizations think they've done it justice because they have different people who look differently in their communication pieces.
I remember the Coca-Cola commercial where it's like every type of person in the world holding hands, singing.
Exactly. Yeah. Or even now you can walk into any big box store and you just look at the posters on the wall and you see all kinds of people in there. I just urge people to take a step back and then actually look at who is in there, actually who is working in there.
Right.
Is that really the demographic that they're using in the ads?
Right.
So, so it's not multicultural marketing. People come say, "Oh, how do I reach the Hispanic population?" Well, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'll just say right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we've gotten accustomed to building our marketing efforts around demographics instead of around psychographics.
Got it.
We like to build around what people are interested in, what their passions are, what their strong desires are, to craft the brands and the marketing, as opposed to, well, I think we just need to do this in another language.
Yeah, or fit it into the Latino box or something.
Exactly, because I can't tell you right now what that box is.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to market to me and thinks, oh, we're just going to market to an African American, they'll miss me probably by a long shot.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more than the label to each and every one of us.
Yeah, and when you really dig deep, I'm like, the example that's coming to my mind anyway is like soccer fans. Like I go to the Minnesota United soccer games, And while it isn't terribly diverse, there is diversity. And what's interesting is it doesn't matter. Everybody loves the game. Like the passion is what makes those people.
Pulls you to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's doing it right locally? I would say I'm a fan of Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Because they are one organization that really walks the talk.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment you walk into Trader Joe's,
yep.
I would like to think that everyone feels welcome there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a variety of products on their shelves.
Yeah.
And even when I look deeper into Trader Joe's and say, okay, what are they really doing in the community? Well, they are doing things. But they don't just, put lip service to it. So we did an exercise, actually. We had someone from our office go out to Trader Joe's around town, just because I have this nagging feeling, and ask the workers what their mission and values are. And I can tell you, most organizations, people don't know what their values and mission statements are at all.
Right.
Like, all companies have them, but they don't know. But I would tell you that when she went to trade, they knew what it was.
Wow.
They listed them off. But then more importantly, they were able to talk about how they lived it.
Right. How it appeared within the organization on a daily
their
basis.
actions lined up with those values, and it's evident.
Yeah.
So those are organizations that do it well. So for us, we've, over the past number of years, we've crafted the process of what it means to build inclusive brands.
Yeah.
So it's not just a buzzword, which it's becoming more of these days.
Sure.
For us, it's an entire process and a dedication, and we're built on that. So one of the things we have is our 7 tenets of inclusion.
Okay.
With these tenets, it's a filter that guides not just how we do our work, but it guides our clients as well. And it ranges from the very first thing of curiosity all the way through to true transformation.
Right.
Now there's a component of this, which is respect. Mm-hmm. We can't have inclusion without respect.
Right. Yeah.
It's respecting things that we never are not part of our worldview.
Right.
It's respecting other people's ideas. It's respecting the change that's going to come by adopting someone else's idea that's not ours. Yeah. But we find that respect is so important in our toolkit around how can we truly build inclusive brands, because it really takes the strain away from thinking you have to have all the answers. Right. You just have to be open and respectful enough to someone else's answer. Yeah,
listen to it and absorb it.
Exactly.
And ask questions and be courageous to have conversations.
Exactly. Yeah. So our process of inclusion, it's way beyond just a buzzword and a desire. Yeah. In addition to the 7 tenets of inclusion, we've broken our services down into 3 main areas. Okay. Like many of the firms here, we have brand strategy. Sure. And we have brand implementation. But then we also have brand culture. Okay. And that's because we can't really have inclusion if we don't walk the talk. Yeah. So we have an entire deliverable just around how do organizations live out being inclusive in their brands. Yeah. So 3 main areas there. I like that. But it's been many. Do you find that culture is is this like a pyramid, or is this a Venn diagram, or is I would imagine that culture is kind of the foundation. If you don't get culture right, it's really hard to maybe do the other two. Culture and brand are synonymous. Culture is brand, brand is culture. Yeah. So I think that's where a lot of organizations miss it. I cannot tell you how many organizations have very beautifully worded statements about their vision, their mission. And every organization has amazing values. I'm yet to see an organization that has terrible values. Well, they're putting values on the wall. They're all great. Yeah. But what is terribly lacking are organizations finding ways to actually have their teams live out those values. Right. So we call them, we have in our process marching orders. how do you live these values? And for us, obviously, it's beyond just living the value of, let's just say, integrity.
Yeah.
It's how can we move this organization steps towards being inclusive through their own value of integrity.
Yeah.
We don't always have to come up with any new values for an organization. It's just bringing those values to life and helping them come up with actionable steps and metrics to know when they're doing it right.
Yeah, no, I think that's all great. So ways that brands can engage with NECA. So do you guys do any sort of like auditing, or like what would be a first step if there was a leader out there that's saying, you know, that this is all making sense to me? What would you be able to provide for them? Or
when I say give us a call.
Yeah, right.
Give us a call. When I first started this, we thought we're going to change the whole world. Everybody was going to be our client.
Yeah.
Well, we soon realized that's not the case. So we are here to serve all organizations that desire to be inclusive. It's not easy work.
Yeah.
So any company that goes, this is exactly what I want, and we're ready to do the work to get there, give us a call.
Yeah.
And we'll walk with you, we'll work with you, and it steps towards inclusion. No organization fully attains it.
Sure.
But there are many organizations that are further ahead than others.
Yeah. At Augurian, we kind of talk about it as our journey.
Yeah.
You know, and there may be failure along the way, but as long as you're willing to learn from it, and everybody kind of keeps a well-balanced mindset towards, like, you know what, we're on this journey together. Everybody has things that they can learn. And so that's kind of how we're approaching it.
I think that's an amazing approach.
Yeah.
Because it can be overwhelming and daunting if you think, oh my gosh, everything's got to change overnight.
And that actually stops you from
starting.
keeps you from starting, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So just get started.
Yeah, just get started.
Yeah.
In our culture plans that we build, you know, it's a step by step. It's what are your short-term goals and what's for the long haul.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just have to get started.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go. Just get started, and if you need help, call Rosemary. All right. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was great. All right. Bye now.